Okay, we're going to give you a quick tour of our new aquaponics garden. Outside you will see this temporary enclosure that is made up of PVC pipes, mainly wrapped in just stretch wrap, and we have good old transparent roofing material that we've assembled, and I have a temporary door that I've made also out of that corrugated material. This is Mom here, and inside here we have the 6x8 greenhouse and the vent that I'm putting in for a fan that will eventually go in here and be controlled by a Raspberry Pi microcomputer and an Arduino microcontroller. And in here we also have a heater that will be controlled with that as well. And right as soon as you walk in the door, we have our fish tank. Currently we have 4 koi in there. We're going to end up getting some bluegill this week and moving the koi inside, possibly doing another aquaponics application in there. Got an automatic fish feeder hooked up that's just battery powered. We also have a fish aquarium heater, and I made up a little Venturi valve here to aerate the water. We also have a bottom suction device, if you will, that will pull all of the fish poop out of the fish tank, send it down into what we have here, which is a swirl filter, and that takes the solid waste and essentially tosses it around. And you can see it gathered down there. It sort of creates that swirling motion in the little Folgers can. Goes down through the hole in the bottom of the Folgers can and fills up the bottom of the pail. And after that fills up a little bit, we can tilt that little pipe down and remove the solid waste and compost that. From that point, it goes on to the biofilter, where it goes through a series of filters. We're going to eventually have some redworms in here, but we have a host of bacteria that help to convert the ammonia from the fish waste into nitrites, and from there it turns it into nitrates that end up becoming food for the plants. And so then we end up with that nice little cycle. So it goes through this series of narrowing filters and down into the sump area. From the sump tank, it is pumped back up into the fish tanks as well as into the grow beds. So we have some small lines going into a couple of different systems. We have some vertical towers here that have some strawberries that aren't doing so well. We're going to end up trying again with some fresh strawberries or other plants. We also have what is called an NFT system, or a nutrient film technique system, where it just has the water running back and forth and back and forth. And we have some tomatoes there, as you see, and some peas growing, and that ends up going down back into the to the sump pump through the cycle again. We also have this new temporary tube, I'll call it, for the time being, for a new set of strawberries that we just planted, and we're trying to grow that in perlite, which is a little bit different medium. I just put in this new shelving unit in here because I plan on putting a floating bed in. We have several seedlings of different types. There's a separate pump here in case we want to do true hydroponic systems separately from the aquaponics, but we'll see what happens in the next week or so. In the back we have just a reflective blanket because that's away from where the source of the sun is. We've got a little hangers and so forth so that we can string up the peas that we have growing in one of the grow beds. The gurgling that you heard was part of the bell siphon method of filling the grow bed with water and then draining it. So it just goes through this natural cycle as the water is fed into the grow bed, and from there it ends up just siphoning out through the bottom of the grow bed and back into the sump tank. So that's basically what we have here, and along with the grow lights, we have a nice little closed loop system, and hopefully we'll be able to generate a tremendous amount of greens for our food going through the winter time. And I hope to use the strawberries for creating a strawberry brandy in the future. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll see what grows.